So I mentioned having like extra armatures to play around with. So for this one, this is a old demo. This is more of a armature for a maquette, not so much a stop motion puppet, but I might convert it. But I have some wire down here on the ankles like that. It's still moving. And you can see I put some of the JBWeld in the spine here because it was going through the mesh and adhering. Oh, back right there. Oh, some of it's still coming off. I'll be done. Yeah, there's an example of some stuff that did not set. Oh, bad, bad. That's still wet. It is. Ah, I didn't even know. All the white part is water weld. That's the wrong one. That was when I thought I had something that I did not. So I got to scrape all that off. All right, but I have this extra here, so may as well give it a fresh mix here. And see, I don't have my gloves on, so don't recommend working without gloves on. But we'll see if I regret not following my own advice, if I eat my words. But I try to be super careful and super clean. Whenever I'm working in my studio, I'm just kind of always wiping and kind of conscious of where the clean space is. Make sure I'm not bumping my arm around. So it's like I'm tempting the fates by doing this, right? Okay, so there we go. It's a good solid mix. And let's go around the ankle here. And I remember what I was going to do with this character. I was going to actually, this was a leap, called the leap glider. It was like a combination of a flying lizard and tree frog, like little alien, and a fun little creature. And I was going to make his legs longer. I was going to make him more tree frog-like. Because when I was done with it, I went off the concept because I was just doing this as a class demo, and then I realized I made his hind legs too short. They're less like a tree frog, more like a flying lizard's legs, and that's not what I wanted in the design. So I'll end up cutting this armature off and extending the legs with probably with a brass fitting, and then bringing them back. So yeah, that's some of the thought process. I love doing fast demos because I just have so many that I've worked on now, and if I'm not as strongly vested in it, sometimes it turns out better. Sometimes I'm faster than if it's some like personal project that I'm like really vested in, and that just kind of happens. So that's what they say as professionals are able to put that aside and just get the job done, be a professional, right? Like, yeah, I'm an artist first. Definitely professional second. So does that mean I lack some professionalism? Hmm, I think that's fair sometimes, yeah. But I like just making the art on my own terms and teaching, so works out okay for me. And there we go. Get that down in the front a little bit more. So that'll be nice to have that one done. And then up here for the palms of his fingers as well. Right here, make sure I don't get that in anything. Lay that down flat. Making sure this is all dry stuff. Yep. And finish mixing this up. So for this, I'll just grab what's left over of the white. Um, I meant to mention that the toothpicks with a little flat end on the other, like a little spatula, those are really helpful for this process. So you can have one stick to mix and then use your little spatula toothpick to dab and scrape like a little trowel. You can really kind of wipe it off on the edge with a little dab on the end. It's a little easier than round toothpicks. So I just realized that I think I ran out of those some while back and forgot to get more. So yeah, probably remember to hop online and order some flat end toothpicks. There we go. Dab on this palm over here. Make sure I get to the more thumb-like appendage. Make sure I get underneath there. I'm really trying to establish that upper top knuckle and the um, lower and the pad underneath the knuckle. So these ones are on the hoop, and the feet I did as a single piece. So all the different, at the end of the day, it's wire sculpture, right? Which is awesome, fun, but it's kind of different. And yeah, his tail's going to be awesome. There we go. As you can see, yeah, he kind of props himself up on the tail. So yeah, turning this into a experiment, like a little class demo stop motion puppet for the leap glider. Will be a ton of fun. Reminds me, yeah, I had a companion idea for two different games, and the one was the character had a raven, and then you had the raven's eye view, so you'd be able to switch into raven mode and see through the raven's eyes to plot out where you're moving in the level for the game mechanic. And then the other game was this character, this creature would be the leap glider. That's a little creature that is your companion that was on your shoulder that you'd be able to switch player modes and control that character and leap and do big, giant, long leaps and long glides to get a better bird's eye view, right? To get a different view of your level. Same idea, same concept for both characters. So and then all this stuff is a mess. It looks like I got to pick all that white out. So oopsie daisy, I really messed that up. And so I'm gonna have to go back into that at some point. I have the pointy end here. I could go and double check. It didn't get anywhere I didn't want it to go. Looks like it's okay from this side at least. I want to get more on the palm of that thumb. So that's where having two sticks comes in handy. You can kind of scrape off, dab it on there a little stronger. There we go. Whoop. Make sure it doesn't get up the side too much. And then bring it back around. Check the back side again. Looks like it started creeping up a little bit up here from where it was. Yeah, that dab right there. I don't want to go that high up into the finger. I want to bend still. So having precision where the knuckles are going to bend, that may or may not matter to you. But, and you can see on this one, I did little hoops at the end of the bend. So these are actually hoop twisted on the fingers. It's more work, but um, yeah, and there's some dabs over here as well. So we can, let me see if I can scrape up any more of this and scrape it off the stick. So I get a good chunk at the end to use. Any of this loose wire that's wiggling around, if it's bothering me, the JB Quick's a good use of it to kind of get it in the wires. That'll keep things from sliding and moving around. But yeah, I'm just kind of using up what I got. This is not really going to do much, but when I was playing with the wire sculpture of, I'll have a series of videos on doing wings and working with feathers and different tails and tentacles and all that good stuff. But I'm just kind of using up what I got. So, and then this thing right here is a little antenna he has on his head. It's pretty cute. That one as well. Could maybe use. And at the end of the day, if there's not enough on there, it's not going to do anything. So, all good. Let's see. Yeah, gotta be careful. I want to get it on my hand there. and I was just I didn't want to put my gloves off and on for like reaching to the mouse to do the camera, which is not a good reason. But so yeah, there you go. So I just kind of anchored down the wire so they don't twist on the ankle too much, and then did the same thing with the knuckles at the palm of the hands, and we're ready to move on to the Loctite. Um, as I'm going, I'll place that over to the side, make sure my JBWeld mess is kind of its own little island of gunk. And this back over again and give it a little test, see how it's setting. Yeah, it's still quite gooey. So we'll see if that means the hardener versus like what my ratio is. We'll see if, but yeah, 20 minutes might be the magic one. So let's see. See you in the next video.